Well, my faithful YouTube subscribers and anyone else that watches, we got to take a cow over to our pasture over in Lambert, over to Denny Albright's. So we're going to hop in the 97 Power Stroke here. Had a bunch of requests for videos about this pickup, so I kind of works out all right then. There we go. And we're off. Still haven't gotten in the field yet with the swather. We're waiting on the gas man to come out. Hasn't been out here yet. He was supposed to be out this afternoon, but he hasn't showed. And I don't have time to sit and wait around for Mr. Cherry, so I guess I'll just take off. Kayla sees him, she'll give him the check. But at any rate, cruising along here. Looks like I'm gonna have to switch fuel tanks here pretty soon. One of these days I gotta get some work done on this thing. The steering wheel, I gotta fix the pins in the tilt, and I've got to fix the brake controller, and then it's got a funny wear pattern on the front tires, but I think it's just out of alignment because I jacked it up and felt out my ball joints and tie rod ends, and everything feels tight that way, so probably just out of alignment, either that or it needs shocks again. Jesus Moses, they just can't make pickups like they used to. I mean, 392,563 miles, and gotta work on it again. Man alive. For anybody that didn't get that, that would be sarcasm. But, and for anybody that doesn't watch my videos on a regular basis, this pickup's got 392,000 some odd miles on it, and is still on its original motor. The transmission, in typical, actually our transmission lasted quite a bit longer than they usually say. That was a big problem area with these pickups because they put the E4ODs in them, which was just a beefed up version of the, or no, excuse me, it wasn't a beefed up version, it was a newer version of the A4OD, and it had the electronic valve body instead of the manual, but the upgrade was to get a 4R100, and usually they went up before 100,000 miles or shortly thereafter. Ours didn't go up until 212,000 in this one, and so then we replaced it with the ATI or ATS or whatever the heck it is, 4R100 upgrade, and we haven't had a lick of trouble since. Other than that, it blew the rear end one time, or was that the transfer case? I can't remember, maybe it was the rear end. But anyways, and then Dad tried to shift it into four-wheel drive, thinking he could drive it home in front-wheel drive, didn't unhook the rear axle, blew the transfer case up. And so we went through the front end and the rear end at the same time. I think that was like must have been about 320,000 miles or so. Other than that, really, this pickup's just been pretty dead nuts reliable. I think it's on its third body job now, and it's starting to look pretty rough again. But it gets some pretty hard service. Tends to. Gets used anyways. That might have been Jeff Stambaugh. Anyways, motorcycle just drove past. And I hate this road. It's cuts about 15 miles off the trip to Denny's, but the whole length of it is a washboarded mess. And a bunch of really steep hills and stuff, so. But it cuts about 15 miles off the trip, even though the road is, I think it's 16 or 17 miles of gravel. But I shouldn't bitch. It is what it is. At any rate, We are on our way. See you when we get there. Well, we're getting close. You can see the cows up there on the hill. Right over this hill. And we drop into what we call the windmill pasture here. Slow down, hit the skids. Really gotta fix the brake controller on this thing. I'll get around to that one of these days. And there we are. Well, here we are. Made it over here to the corrals. Okay. Let's let the turbo cool down a second. Shut her down and let this cow out. Now the reason we had this cow at home was because she had hoof rot and a touch of pink eye. So we had her at home to treat her, and she's looking way better. So gotta bring her back at the rest. It's 116 head out here. I think there's 68 head in this pasture, and there's another pasture if you follow the trail over this way, and there's another 50 some odd head over there. There's 116 head total. But we'll just take a quick look at the water tank over here and make sure all is well. Yeah, this is what passes for corrals over here. Huh. Believe me, you don't want to have to work cows in them. They stink. Not very good corrals at all. Hey, look, bunny rabbits. Oh, they run away. It looks like the tank's getting down there. Suppose I better start the pump. Okay. Okay. Let's see. I think we got. Yep, we got gas here. Should be gas, anyways. Yep, looks like gas. Smells like gas. By God, it must be gas. This is a Honda GC160 5-horse. We'll see how she does. I suppose we better check the oil. It looks good. Okay. Choke it. Leave the throttle where it's at. There we go. Good, we got water. Well, we got that taken care of. So I suppose we can go back to the pickup and head on home. See what other mischief I can get into tonight. Tomorrow I gotta haul 2 cows to town to the sale barn, being it's Wednesday. And then after that I gotta haul a camper trailer over to Watford City. So I'll take you guys along for the ride there. But for now, we'll head home.